Pile one, welcome to your guys' pick a card reading, all about how you are changing for the better. And the biggest thing that I'm seeing right away for you, pile one, is how you are changing for the better is you are allowing yourself to change for the better. And what I mean by that is it has everything to do with how you perceive people, how you perceive yourself, as well as how you look at the world. That is changing because you're opening up to allowing change. When I saw the imagination card in the Seeker, I feel like you are a very intuitive person, pile one. I will give you credit in that, where you're really good at reading people, you're really good at analyzing situations, and you're actually pretty quick at being able to get a decision made because of maybe past experiences. You're able to maybe read body language really well. So I will say that the way that you can make quick decisions is something that is being seen as a positive, but I think what you're trying to work on is not relying on your assumption without being able to clarify it first. So when I saw the Seeker, this is making me think of you looking elsewhere for maybe another opinion, maybe asking someone else, like, what do you think of the situation? Or can you help give me some details on that? Maybe double or triple checking your work to make sure that you're not just jumping to the first case conclusion because it feels right in the moment. I think we as people, we need to be able to, yes, follow our gut, listen to our intuition, but there's nothing wrong with being able to make sure that you can back it up with maybe some evidence or someone else's opinion, or being able to clarify it through maybe even like doing research on something. You want to make sure that you can rely on yourself and find yourself to be someone that is dependable. But I think you want to work on opening up to maybe even other people, maybe seeking out advice that isn't just your own. You're always open, or now you're always open to being able to making your thoughts less cluttered, being able to change your opinion if you need to, and seeking out advice and maybe mentorship from other people in your community to kind of help like broaden your horizon, helping you give you like another perspective, another side to things, as well as you're really focused on truth and clarity and what is actually accurate and not just what you assume it to be or what you have possibly gone through in the past. It's not going to shape your life. I'm also getting another narrative too for you, pile one, where you may have gone through some really painful situations, especially with people. Again, with you liking to be alone, I think you rely on yourself more so than others because of possibly past disappointments with people. Again, there's no shame in you having to go through this, I guess, just like feeling like people are not there for you or people just end up disappointing you. I understand why you feel like you need to rely on yourself and not others. But I think you're also starting to notice about yourself that you may initially close off easily to people, or you're not super open or receptive to others, maybe even out of like a reflex or a deflectiveness, like you're trying to defend yourself in a way. And it may not even be something that you're intentionally doing. It could even be like subconscious. And I think you're starting to notice that maybe you're jumping to scenarios too quickly of, I can only do this right. I'm the only one that knows how to do this. I'm the only person in my life that I can actually trust. You're no longer wanting to think these things. And you may even be trying to rewire your brain to maybe wanting to ask other people, like, hey, like, what do you think of this? Or two, you want to be like, oh, well, this is my opinion. What is your opinion? I want to be able to compromise with you. I want to be able to see, like, not just the black and white, but possibly the middle ground. So I am getting something about how you're becoming more curious. You're wanting to ask more questions. Again, this thirst for wisdom and knowledge, it's giving me you're actually caring about what other people are possibly thinking about maybe something that you thought was definite. Or you're curious about other people's opinions about maybe something that you thought was like set in stone. Maybe you're even curious about getting to know new people. Because I'm kind of getting like maybe you were like withdrawn for a while. it is giving me this energy of you're wanting to open up. You want to embrace new experiences, new people, not just automatically shutting the door or putting people in a box of this is the type of person that they are, or these are the type of things that I would never do. It's like you're really trying to challenge yourself and being able to make yourself available for people that maybe you didn't think that you wanted to. Maybe like being open to changing up your routine or wanting to challenge yourself in something that you feel like you are really good at. Wanting to like just kind of spice things up and change things up. It's really giving me that narrative for you. The other cards that I have for you is we have pride and we have healing. So there is something about how you are really wanting to help heal your pride, maybe even through releasing stubbornness. I really am getting like, this sounds bad, but I'm getting like your way or the highway. You depend on yourself, you rely on yourself, and it has gotten you really far in life. So I feel like what you are doing has worked for you. But there's something about the way that you go about doing things that can be seen as really lonely. Because I feel like you are kind of like a lone wolf. I'm getting that vibe from you. To the point where it may be really hard for you to maybe even want to do things that are being seen as like group activities. I'm not saying that you're arrogant, but there is this sense of like, I know what's best for me. And I think that's also a very important thing to do, is you are your biggest advocate in life, pile one. We should, mostly we should know ourselves well enough that we know how to take care of ourselves. We know how to move through life. We know ourselves better than most people most of the time. But I think you're getting to a point where you really want to understand yourself maybe through another person's eyes. And I'm also getting that there was a sense to you where if people tried to maybe, talk to you about certain things that they thought that you could improve on, like constructive criticism, or maybe there is a certain thing that you did that may have accidentally offended someone else and they wanted to come to you to talk about it because of, maybe you are a defensive person. There's nothing wrong with that, but maybe you are someone that can admit that you can jump to these quick scenarios or quick judgments on people. You can realize about yourself that there are times where you get very overprotective of your ideas, or you get very overprotective of yourself, like how people see you, perceive you, the judgments that people make about you. You are very protective of yourself in that way. So you may automatically go to defensiveness, or you may automatically get very cut and dry, or withdrawn, or possibly not listening to others. Like you just don't want to accept it. And again, we as people, we all do this. So again, everyone does this. Everyone has gone through an instance of doing this. So I'm bringing this up because this is something that you're already working on, right? So you are realizing that sometimes, the best thing that you can do for yourself is being open to receiving, receiving valid criticism, being able to realize that maybe I'm not 100% accurate with the situation. Yes, your story of it, your view of it could actually be seen as right, but there's so many variables that maybe you're not even aware of. Like it's giving me the game of telephone. So it's giving me like you and another person. And I could be seen through your storyline of how things played out. And because I only have one side of the story, yeah, it looks like you were the one maybe like that was seen as the victim, or maybe you were the person that was being seen as the right one, or I made the right choices. But then if you were to like look at this other person's perspective and how they moved in the situation and how they viewed it and what they did, you would automatically, start to feel a bit sentimental, or maybe even wanting to switch to their side because you got another version of it. There's two stories to every situation, right? So I feel like there's something about how you don't want to just jump to one conclusion. You don't want to just automatically assume things about people, or assume that what they're telling you is BS or not applicable for you. There's something about how you want to be able to lay down your pride and be like, what can I learn from this situation? And even if I don't learn anything from the situation, at least knowing like where you stand, right? At least you gave the chance to be able to hear someone out. Because I'm hearing that as well. There may have been many situations where you refused to listen to what the other person had to say, or because of you feeling like you were so right in that situation, you denied someone to apologize to you or to maybe talk things out with you. And again, I don't want to tell you what to do. Maybe that was the best thing that you had to do for yourself, but there is something about how maybe afterwards you would always be like, I wonder what that person was going to say. Maybe I shouldn't have shut that person down so quickly. Maybe I should have heard them out first. It is kind of giving me like you want to be able to listen maybe a little bit more. Maybe you want to be able to let people speak or hear someone out before you make your move. So I am seeing that you are healing something about that. There's something about how you just want to make sure that you got all of your facts, you got the whole story, you got all of the research and the evidence done before just jumping to what your definite answer is. And the last two cards that I have for you, we have refusing help and fed up and over it. So you used to be someone, again, I was telling you, you used to be the type of person where you like to be alone. You like to do things on your own because I think you trust yourself enough where you know that you're going to be doing it the right way. You know the type of work ethic that you have. You know that you can do a good job. But I'm seeing that because you do this to yourself, you may actually overwhelm yourself with maybe more work than you need to. You know, also being able to admit when you're struggling or when you feel defeated. I'm getting that because of your pride. You really do pride yourself in your ability of being able to get things done. I do get this vibe of you are a hard worker, but I think you also have a really hard time with admitting when maybe you need to move on from something. Maybe you've done it too many times, you've tried too many times. It's time to find something else. I'm getting that you're an extremely loyal and dedicated person. When you set your intentions on something or someone, you are a ride or die. You are there to the end. You are not going to give up or walk away defeated unless you have tried everything. And I'm seeing for you, like, yes, you have a high patience, you have high tolerance, but there's something about how you're not going to be putting in all of the effort, all of the work, and all of the grievance if you don't feel like it's being given back to you as well. You know what I mean? Like, it doesn't feel balanced. There's no harmony. So I think the other thing that you're doing that's being seen as changing for the better is you are learning when it's time for you to walk away. You are learning on when it's time for you to focus on something else that's not going to be wasting your time. And I think you're also realizing, you know, it's okay to start over. It's okay to admit that this didn't work out for me, that I wasn't right about the situation. Because I feel like even if something didn't go the way that it was planned for you, it doesn't mean that it wasn't part of your plan. It wasn't part of God's plan for you. There are always, like, our life is not as straight and narrow, right? So there's always going to be, like, you know, delays and disturbances and, like, you know, like side quests and side characters, but it makes you who you are. It helps you develop in life. So for example, maybe there was a job that you thought was going to be your lifelong career, and it was just like a stepping stone for maybe another job. And maybe you thought that maybe you went to school for like a trade or something, or you went to school, you went to college and you got your degree, and you're like, yep, this is what I'm gonna do. I spent all this money, I spent all these years working towards this. This is what I'm meant to do in my life. And maybe you're going to your job now, you finish schooling, and you're recognizing like, this isn't what I thought it would be, or the drive or the passion for this is no longer there. And yes, you can try to ignite that passion and that spark back, which that can happen for some people. But it doesn't mean that if you lost your spark and you no longer want to do it, that you wasted your time. Maybe you needed to learn something through that situation that you can apply for something else. It's like a tool in your tool shed. So even with people and relationships, like there may be like relationships in your life where I feel like that was a huge waste of my time. I feel like this person only hurt me. But again, yes, like there could have been some really sad instances in a relationship where you had a falling out, but maybe there are some like positive memories that you can look back on, or things that you can take from that situation that is being seen as, this person helped shape my perspective in this way. I would have never been able to look at life this way unless I had this experience with this person, or because of this person, it was like a domino effect of me learning all of these other things about myself. So it's kind of giving me that you're not just going to be taking things as face value. You're kind of realizing everything is making you up to be how you are right now. And so I do see that you are going to be accepting losses better. You're going to be accepting endings better. You're going to be, admitting when it's time for you to move on and try something else. And that doesn't automatically mean that you are being seen as a loser or being seen as someone that had this huge epic fail. Like maybe this epic fail is leading you to your epic win. You don't know, right? You don't know unless you get the whole story, is what I'm trying to say for you, Pile 1. I am hearing in my mind, I don't know, you guys may not believe in God, but I believe in a higher power. So when I say God, I kind of just see this as the universe, but take what resonates for you. I was really channeling that your spirit guides have more for you. God has a plan for you. So you may be in a point of your life right now where maybe you feel like it's like Groundhog Day. You feel like you're in a slump. You're not really seeing anything progress. And you may be in this place where you do want to give something up right now. You've kind of hit like a dead end. And if you do feel called to do that, I do say, I think that is the right thing to do. If you have been feeling like, okay, I need to give up, and it's something that is not like coming from an anxious place, but it's coming from a very quiet place in your mind, because I feel like our intuition comes through a place of quietness. It's not something that's being seen as like anxiety or urgency or like, oh my God, like racing thoughts. It's coming from a place of being able to sit down and almost be like in a meditative state, being in a place of like just relaxing. And it's something that keeps coming up in your mind, and you feel almost like at peace with that situation. Like, yes, it may be painful to admit like, okay, yeah, I don't feel this anymore. But there's something about it where it almost resonates with you. And I'm hearing that that's something that you're feeling right now, is the sense of, I feel like I need to give up, and like, yes, it's sad, but I almost feel like I need to release this. And it's almost like releasing a burden. You may even think about like when you do release it, how much better you're going to feel. Because I'm getting that too. So if you feel like it's time for you to move away from something, if you feel like you've done your best at this and it's still not going the way that you want it to go, I do sense that your spirit guides are saying that you are allowed to walk away. I think you're not allowing yourself to. I think, again, with the responsibility and the loyalty aspect, your spirit guides, they like this quality in you, but they also want you to be loyal to yourself in a sense where you need to recognize that you're not happy here. You need to realize like it's not working. You don't feel at peace. Where do you feel peace? What idea gives you peace? And follow that. Because whatever feels peaceful, whatever feels calm, whatever feels like I feel good in this energy, I feel good in this environment, I feel good with this person, your spirit guides want you to follow that, because that is your divine guidance. That's your spirit guides talking to you. I'm seeing the number 1111 in my mind, so that could be an angel number that you guys are seeing as well. But let's go ahead and end your video off, Pile 1, with how are you changing for the better? What do you need to know? How are you changing for the better? Let's get... And if you see any names or words that I do not see, please go ahead and type it down below for someone else, because it could be helpful for someone. If we had an N, I would have been able to spell return. So maybe returning back to something that you thought was lost. Maybe returning back to an old maybe version of yourself. Return. This could also be like, I'm hearing like Amazon returns. I don't know why that would be something that applies for you, but maybe you're getting better at returning things. Maybe you're really bad when it comes to being forgetful and you forget to return things back, and maybe you like move past your deadline and then you have all these fees that you have to pay. It's giving me like not returning a book in time to the library and then they charge you a fee. Maybe you're getting better at doing that. Anyway, let's see. I also see the word tree. So tree makes me think of growth and stability, foundation, maybe even your family tree. Maybe something about your family. You're getting better at maybe connecting with your family, learning about your family heritage. I'm getting something about your ancestors, like your ancestral tree. I don't know, maybe this is like something that has been something that you're learning, like maybe learning not to do or trying to change for the better. Maybe this is something that's being seen as like ancestral or like karmic debt in a way. But if not, I'm seeing that you could be learning about your family, and that could be helping you change for the better. Okay, what else do we have here? I'm seeing the word sure as in like yes. So you may be getting better at saying yes to things, not automatically saying no to people or no to opportunities. Again, agreeable. Like you're like, okay, yeah, let's do it. Or okay, yeah, I'll go check that out. Or yeah, I'll listen to your side. It's giving me that you want to be able to say yes more and not no as much. Okay, I'm also seeing rut. So again, feeling like you're in a rut. But this rut is a change for the better. What else do I see? Oh, C. You're changing for the better because maybe you're seeing your rut in a different perspective. Maybe you're seeing that what you're doing is putting you in a rut. Again, being able to get some sort of clarity or acknowledging something, seeing something for what it is. You're getting like your vision, you're being able to perceive things more accurately. I'm also seeing the word true. Yeah, like truth. What is true and what is not true? I think you're really wanting to get to the bottom of like being able to make sure that your decisions are coming from a place of acknowledging all the factors and not just your own bias or judgment. Not judging a book by its cover, not automatically assuming the worst in people. I'm not saying that you do that, but that is an example. Getting clarity on situations. Asking for more, I guess, feedback, or asking for more detail on things. Being like, oh, okay, I heard this, but is that actually accurate? Like, what else is going on? Can you tell me more about this? And I'm seeing this as you being able to be more of a problem solver. I'm hearing being seen as a problem solver and no longer a problem starter. I don't know what that's going to mean for you, but I heard that phrase in my mind. But pile one, that is all that I have to say for you. I hope that this was relatable and that this helped you. And if it did, please go ahead and check out my other videos. I have more pick a card readings on my YouTube channel. And if you feel called to it, you can subscribe. I also have a YouTube membership. I will have the link down below, but I offer 2 or more pick a card readings every month on that YouTube membership that are only available for members for $2.99 a month. I have over 60 videos on there right now, so I have other pick a card readings if you guys are wanting to access more of my content, but pile 1, that's all that I gotta say. I will talk to you all later. Pile 2, welcome to your guys' pick a card reading, all about how are you changing for the better. So with the 2 cards that I have on the table, we have Shapeshifter and Glamour. I was getting like, yes, a physical glow up that you're aiming towards, but there's also a spiritual component here that is coming off as really interesting to me, pile 2. So I'm picking up with the Shapeshifter card. I was actually getting this as more of like a spiritual consciousness level where you're kind of like ascending in a way where you are opening up your mind. Wow. Okay. I don't know if my microphone caught that. I just heard a really loud "ka" sound from like a bird as I did that. So that could be confirmation. For some reason, you could be seeing a lot of birds. That could be a confirmation for you. But anyway, pile 2. Oh my God, the bird is flying right in front of my face. There is a bird that's literally just hovering right in front of the window that I'm sitting in front of right now. It almost looked like a hummingbird. I don't know if hummingbirds are signs for you right now, pile 2. I don't know. I know it's kind of interrupting my reading, but a hummingbird could be a sign for you. That could be a confirmation for you. Anyway, as I was trying to say for my video, when I saw the Shapeshifter, it's making me think of your consciousness spiritually. So no longer focusing on the 3D, but also being more in tune with the 5D reality, which is, I'm hearing the law of assumption, manifestation, being able to, make your life the way that you want it to be through the things that you think about yourself, the way that you view your life, your own perception. So I feel like your life is changing because you're trying to think of like maybe even like what your dream life would look like and then go about doing that. I really am getting the law of assumption. I keep hearing that in my mind. So the way that you move about in your life is what you want to happen. So for example, maybe let's just say you want to become the most beautiful and attractive version of yourself, but maybe there were limits or things that you would deny yourself of because you're like, oh, well, my body type is not for that style, or I am too ugly to wear this, or I don't want to go out, to the grocery store with no makeup because of my acne, or you know what I mean? But there's also this thing where you're like, I'm not going to automatically assume that I am not beautiful enough already, or I can't do this because of this one thing that's being seen as a fear of mine or anxiety of mine. There's this sense of being able to release the fear of what could go wrong and focusing more on what could go right, or I already assume that I have this in my life. So it's like you're worrying less because you're assuming that things are going to be working out the best way that it could. You are looking at your life in a way where it's very positive focused. You're not automatically assuming the things that could go wrong or the things that you can't have or the things that will be denied or all of the problems in your life where it almost limits you on how you can express yourself or how you move about in life. And I'm seeing that one of the biggest things that this could be affecting is your sense of beauty, transformation, allure, and attractiveness. So I feel like you are already assuming like, I'm going to be able to, again, everyone is beautiful in their own way. How you define beauty is how you define beauty. But for example, I'm getting like weight examples, like you're like, I'm going to be able to fit into that dress, or this top that I thought doesn't flatter my chest, or I have too broad of shoulders. I'm going to wear this anyway. I'm going to look so attractive in this. Like, I don't care. Like, I'm going to rock this outfit. It's like you are releasing your insecurities. You are boosting your confidence through automatically assuming that you are hot, that you are attractive, that these clothes that you're wearing, the way that you do your makeup every morning, it's going to come into this very positive outcome. And I'm also seeing that you may even be learning on how can I do my makeup better? What hair care products can I use to help my hair grow out or to feel more moisturized? I really am getting like, maybe you're the type of person that doesn't like to wear jewelry, and maybe you're going to try to make yourself wear something like maybe every day, like a little thing every day, so that you get comfortable with wearing a necklace or a ring, and then you start wearing more rings. Or, oh, I'm going to put on a little bit of foundation today or eyeliner today just to see how it looks, and then it encourages you to play around with like maybe something else with your look. Or I'm going to dye my hair, or let's say you don't feel confident enough to dye all of your hair, let's say like a crazy color like blue or pink, but I'm going to do like a streak, and then you love it, and then it gives you the balls to just dye your whole head pink. You know what I mean? It's like you're testing the waters on things. You're testing the waters on, what can I do to make myself pop a little bit more? But the other thing with the shapeshifter card, I was getting your manifestation abilities are heightening because you're assuming that it's going to work out for you. But I also feel like you're connecting to your, I was going to say your spirit guides, but ancestors wants to come out of my mouth. So you may be connecting to your ancestors more. And I almost want to get some clarity on what that means. But this is like a spiritual sense. I'm hearing like spiritual downloads from your ancestors. And what spiritual downloads mean, again, you get messages, like little epiphanies, realizations. It almost feels like a little thought bubble pops up in your brain. You're like, I don't really think this came from me. It came from something else. Like an idea. Like an idea or a thought that doesn't feel like it's coming from you. It's like a download. What is this shapeshifter download awareness from your ancestors? What is this? Yeah, I'm hearing awareness from your ancestors. I'm hearing that you've been asleep to something. I'm seeing this person in the image like sleeping or falling asleep or not being aware of something. Your ancestors are making you aware of something in your life right now. What are they making you aware of right now? Let's see if I can get an answer. Love. Aphrodite, I call to thee to bring a true love here to me. They're making you aware of possibly someone new in your life that could be seen as a suitor. Again, bring a true love, not just love, but someone that is a true love. I'm getting like a romantic love interest. They're making you maybe aware of someone that's already in your life. Again, maybe you're blind to someone. I'm getting that there's someone maybe even in your life right now that you're not seeing maybe accurately. Maybe you're not noticing this person's potential for them to be a partner in your life. If you're already in a relationship, pile 2, this could just be being available to your partner more, or seeing the things that you fell in love about your partner to begin with. Maybe you've been having like a rut in your relationship, and maybe this is something that your spirit guides or your ancestors are wanting they're wanting you to become aware of, is the person that, truly loves you. The person that truly supports you is right here. Becoming aware of maybe how much you love this person, or how good of a partner this person already is to you. If you're single, I feel like there's someone already in your life, someone that you already know of, or someone that you're very clearly about to know, like, okay, this person might be for me. It's like your spirit guides are trying to get you to see someone clearly that could be seen as your ultimate true love. It's like you already have someone in your life, or there's going to be a new beginning with someone that you're already romantically invested in. That's going to be really illuminating the truth to you of like, this is my soulmate. This is my life partner. This is a person that is my true love. This person is a supportive person. This person has always been there for me. I love this person. I'm seeing that is going to be something that is a change for the better. Maybe not taking your loved one for granted anymore. Maybe, being open to maybe new types of people in your love life that you're not used to. I'm seeing that as well. The next 2 cards for you, pile 2, we got chasing and toxicity, or toxic. So you're no longer chasing unhealthy situations, unhealthy people. You're no longer chasing delusions or deluded thinking, infatuation, fantasy, limerence. Those are not bad things, by the way. I think the act of falling in love is very much in this fantasy, imaginative state. I'm really getting like there's something unhealthy about it though, where maybe you used to overly fantasize about the people in your life, like when it comes to romance, where you saw all of these good qualities in them, but maybe you were projecting your own qualities onto these people. You made them to be seen as these awesome, amazing people, but really it's like you were just seeing yourself in them. I think that we are all like reflections of each other or mirrors, but there is something about how you are almost, even this card says toxicity. It's like you were chasing things that were not good for you. I really want to get some more details on what you were chasing that's being seen as toxic. I'm back. I got the same deck as this. I want to see what you were chasing that was being seen as toxic, unhealthy. We have influences, others involved, third parties, intervention, and manipulation. So you could have actually been chasing manipulative people. You could have been chasing maybe even third party connections where you weren't the only one. Maybe you were chasing after a romantic interest that was also, playing the field or had another person, on their roster. Maybe you were like the sidekick in a way. Maybe you were trying to get this person to see you in a different light. Like, I want you to like me, so I'm going to chase you harder. You're also no longer chasing things that could influence you to be toxic. So you actually may no longer be chasing people that, not just romantic either, but like friends. There's like this desire. It's like you're desiring this need to connect with certain people. And maybe you're coming to terms like, yeah, maybe these people, not to sound rude, but you're like, maybe these people are not all up to be that I thought they were. Maybe, them not wanting to be my friend or them not wanting to be with me romantically is actually protection for myself or a sense of a redirection from my guides. Like, maybe they're just not the type of people that I would want in my life long term, or maybe this is a lesson for me. You're no longer chasing toxic influences when it comes to friendships, connections, maybe even, music, TV shows, content creators, because that can also influence us in our judgments, is the things that we listen to, the people that we watch online. You're getting better at noticing like how your thoughts will shift around certain environments and people. And so you don't want to be drawn to those things anymore. Because again, there is something about the law of assumption that I was hearing. What you surround yourself, what you think about constantly, it becomes your reality. And I think you want your reality to be full of love, beauty, and harmony. And maybe the things that you were chasing for, maybe even chasing for like validation, you're recognizing like you didn't really like how you felt, right? Maybe these people made you feel undervalued. These people made you feel like you weren't hot shit. They made you feel icky, but you kept chasing after it because maybe it was addictive, right? Maybe it was like a mind game in a way, or the act of chasing itself was addictive, or it was taught to you in a sense. We also have hoping and moving. So I think, again, it says expecting, faith, and manifesting. You are working on being able to just expect good things to come to you. If something is meant for you, it will come to you. You're learning on trusting faith, trusting God, trusting your ancestors. So I think you are actually getting better at focusing on hopefulness, focusing on setting intentions where you automatically assume this is what's meant for you. Again, you're asking God or you're asking your spirit guides, this is what I want, and then you're waiting for them to deliver. You're not going to be trying to rush or make things happen when your spirit guides have a plan for you. We also have moving. So I think you also went through some sort of environment change where maybe you relocated recently. Maybe you actually moved house. Maybe you got a new apartment. Maybe you got a new job, and that is being seen as you being able to change for the better. How so? We got adrenaline, roller coaster ride, ups and downs, good and bad, rush of feelings. Let me get some more details. An escape. Okay, so there was a situation where again, there's something about lack of stability. I think you used to chase this feeling of adrenaline, the excitement of like what could happen. But there was never this like steady feeling of peace or foundation, or this is what you can expect, this is what you can predict. It's like you were almost like wanting the unpredictability. That was something that you were drawn to before, is the excitement of not knowing what's going to happen. But I think it actually led you to have a lot of negative emotions and negative feelings, because I keep getting the sense of it used to be something that you thought was fun and exciting, maybe of like, the excitement of like what could happen, or this person's kind of giving me the back and forth, like I want to try to win them over. Like you don't want that anymore. I think you're noticing that actually makes you feel like crap more so than good. And so you are literally avoiding situations and people where you're not really sure of if they choose you, or if you feel like yourself in the situation, or if you feel like this is something that you could see long term. You're no longer going to be wasting your time or energy on people or things that aren't clear with you. So let's see, instead of you no longer chasing, what are you doing now that's being seen as a change for the better? We have muse, inspired by you, listening to music, emotional bond, and song lyrics. So it seems like you are wanting to make yourself your own sense of inspiration or a muse. You may even be trying to not focus on chasing love, and maybe even turning to a creative outlet right now. That could be like something that's really helping you getting out of this habit or behavior, is focusing more on your hobbies, your interests, things that inspire you. So for some of you, this could be music. This could be like, okay, I want to turn all of my angst and my pain and this emotional like whirlwind that I'm feeling, maybe about a situation that's not going my way, and I want to be able to translate or transmute that into music, writing about it, singing about it. Maybe even journaling about it, getting out your feelings that way. There's this sense of like release and let go that I keep picking up in your energy, where it's like a lot of this emotional burden, emotional highs. It's like you are letting go of that. So you're feeling this sense of no more pressure and relaxation, feeling a sense of peace and not overwhelm. And I feel like for you to do this the best way is focusing your attention on something else, and I'm hearing not someone else. I know we were getting a message about your love life, a new beginning about your love life, and love coming to you, a true love. But I'm also getting that you're trying to not focus so much on love or manifesting your dream partner. You're not trying to chase after your soulmate. There's something about how you want to almost turn inward, and maybe even like make yourself a muse, making yourself your own sense of inspiration, focusing on your creative hobbies, your crafts, things that make you feel good, that's not coming from like outside sources. It's like something that you can do on your own. And maybe for some of you, this isn't music, but maybe this is like painting. Maybe this is video games. Maybe you are a DIY queen or king and you like to make things. Maybe you like to read books. Maybe you're really wanting to just jump into a fantasy world of books, right? You don't want to focus on your reality. You just want to focus on maybe an alternative universe in that sense, it's not distracting yourself, but it's kind of helping you refocus your intentions on other things that could promote more positivity and less sadness. Maybe some of you guys are focusing on you when it comes to, again, beauty, making yourself feel beautiful and attractive, maybe getting fit. Maybe, you want to learn how you can make your makeup look better. I'm even seeing you, for some of you anyway, you guys could be going online and doing like get ready with me's, or DIYs. It's like you want to be able to make yourself like a form of art. Your last cards, pile 2, we have fitness and exercise, online and social media, and speak your mind. I'm going to go ahead and clarify each of these cards to get some more details. How are you changing for the better when it comes to your fitness and exercise? We have lusting, forbidden, non-committal, and sexual energy. I really am getting that you are putting in a lot of this, maybe even like, this is going to be a little bit, this may be a little bit TMI, but maybe you have a high libido, a high sex drive, and maybe you are using that energy into fitness instead. Or maybe you want to have a body that people will lust over. I'm getting that you either have a very high energy, you need almost like an outlet of focus, and you're focusing that on working your body out, or you want to like be able to transform your body into something that's being seen as like body goals. Like people would love to have your body, or they would love to be with your body, if you know what I mean. That's all that I'm going to say about that. But basically you're changing for the better, because I do see like a body that people would like love to have. Lusting over your figure. You have a desirable weight, possibly. You're looking good, pile 2. How is your online and social media presence changing for the better? And we have chemistry, attraction, spark, passion. Whoops. So, and I don't know why I flipped this to here. So I feel like maybe you are showing off your body more. Maybe you're taking more selfies or more pictures of yourself, your progress at the gym. People are noticing this and they are becoming attracted to you. Maybe even, romantically attracted to you. Maybe you are attracting more of a fan base because you are letting in more so on your personal life. You are really wanting to feel more connected to your audience if you have a profile that has a lot of people that follow you. There are people that see you as relatable. I'm hearing that. So your online social media platform could actually be changing because you want it to be maybe even more upfront, more transparent, and more so getting a inside scoop into maybe the things that you're doing every day. Let's get some more details. Perspective, better off, happiness, and clear headspace. So also your social media platform is coming off in a way where people are getting a better idea of trying to understand you. So maybe, again, with the speak your mind, maybe you're actually speaking more so on things that matter to you on social media. Maybe you're being more honest and upfront about your opinions on maybe, certain political views or certain things that matter to you, that are important to you, things that you care about. I'm getting like, why am I seeing Reddit in my mind? It's like, how people on Reddit, they have like no boundaries. It's very upfront there. They talk about a lot of personal things going on in their life. There's like an open discussion. I'm getting like you are wanting to debate with people, or you're open to discussing things with people more on social media. They're actually able to communicate with you more effectively, getting maybe even their own word out there. It's like you want to have conversations with people. So there's something about maybe you're doing something online that's like being open to discussion. Maybe there's a lot of people that have certain opinions about it. They want to talk about it in the comments. Maybe you're just trying to get to know the people on your friends list. I don't know. But it seems like also there's something about your mentality that's coming off as maybe even more clear-headed when it comes to people understanding you better, maybe not seeing you in a way where maybe people saw you as like confused. I'm kind of getting that people may have saw you as like hot and cold, or people saw you as like confused or conflicted about certain things. Maybe you just weren't open about your opinions, and so it made it automatically, maybe people automatically assumed that you were a certain way because you weren't speaking up about it, or you weren't making something definitive. Yeah, I'm kind of getting that. Let's see what you're speaking your mind about that's being seen as a change for the better for you, pile 2. Breaking point, limit, final straw, and overwhelmed. Let me see. What's your breaking point about? We also have drama. and trapped. Okay, you are definitely speaking your mind when it comes to things that may be bothering you. It's almost like your patience has had enough. And I'm not saying that you're going to be creating drama, but I think there may have been things that maybe you let slide a lot, things that maybe were even being seen as unfair to you, like maybe your boundaries were being crossed or something. There's things that bother you that you're going to be discussing about. And I actually feel like there's going to be quite a bit of people that will be on your side of the argument, or they're going to completely relate to your story. I'm kind of getting that. Like, there's something about how you're speaking your mind when something makes you upset. You're speaking your mind when it comes to you feeling stuck in things and just letting things happen. I want to get some more clarity on the drama. Boundaries. Okay, I'm telling you, I think you are tired of drama. We have illuminate underneath the deck, and it says revealing the truth, confessions, shedding light. I think you want to be able to maybe tell your side of the story on things. Maybe this is something that's going to be happening in the future, or this is what you're doing now. You're no longer remaining silent. You may even be seen as like an advocate right now, pile 2. Your breaking point is a lot lower now when it comes to you not allowing things to happen that you don't want to happen. I'm going to speak up for my right. I'm going to speak up for my truth. I'm going to say what's on my mind. And if I feel like I'm being disrespected, let's talk about it. Like, I think you just want to be able to have like this ability of being able to show how you feel, have open communication with others. But I'm also getting there's been a lot of situations where maybe you felt stuck on, you felt limited about what you could or could not say. Maybe you work for like a certain brand or something. I'm getting like you have been trying to be professional. You've tried to stay out of the drama, but it's like that has almost made it more drama for you internally, because it's like you feel like you're not able to have others understand where you're coming from, or they're automatically assuming that you're one way when you're not, because you're not explaining yourself. I think you're getting better at being able to, yes, speak your mind, but you're getting better at maybe even confrontation. You're getting better at setting limits with people or confirming boundaries. Like, I'm not going to let you do this any longer, or I'm not going to let myself do this any longer because it's making me not look like myself, or people are not seeing me accurately, or I don't like the version of myself that's coming out because of this. So I really feel like you're going to be wanting to focus on your truth and living more authentically. You know, that's what I'm really seeing for you. And how you're going to be doing that is speaking your mind. Not trying to hide your intentions or feelings so that you don't hurt someone else's feelings. Like, if you feel a certain way, you're going to let the other person know, or you're going to be talking about it maybe even publicly, if that makes sense. I also see shocking. So how you're changing for the better is you could actually, wow, you could be shocking other people. Did we already get this influence card? Yeah, we got influences twice. So that's a confirmation. You're going to be shocking people that could even be seen as your peers, third parties, people that maybe tried to influence you because of you speaking your mind so openly. You're going to be shocking people with your truth and how you actually feel or think about things. Or your truth could be shocking to others. Why are there so many things about gossip that's coming up here? I really feel like you're going to be like clearing something up. I really do feel like you're going to be clearing the air. And that's going to be a change for the better for you, because you spoke up about something that was making you look stuck or trapped. Maybe you're changing for the better because you're no longer allowing yourself to be stuck or trapped. Pile 2, let's end your video off with some Scrabble letters and see how else are you changing for the better. Okay, so let's see if we can spell anything out. And if you see something that I do not see, Pile 2, please go ahead and type it down below. for someone else. I'm seeing the word gain. A change for the better is you could be gaining something. I'm hearing there's something to be gained from this. Some sort of gain. What else do I see? I'm seeing the word glue. That could be something that resonates. Maybe there's like literal glue that you're using. Again, maybe you've like a DIY project. Maybe you're swapping something out. You know, I'm not really seeing, I don't know why, but I'm not really channeling a whole lot of words. I see log, like a wood log. Yeah, I'm not really seeing anything that's really popping out to me, but maybe you guys will be able to. I do see the word go. How you're changing for the better is maybe you are actually taking action on things. I also see the word nail. Okay, I saw log and nail and glue. This is making me think of like carpentry or crafting or building something. Nailing something. Maybe even a nail as in like your nails. You're changing for the better because maybe your nails are healing. Maybe you're taking better care of your nails. Maybe you're getting press-ons, manicures, pedicures, focusing on nail health. That could be something that could be changing for the better is your nails. I also saw the word glue earlier. So yeah, like maybe you're like no longer putting glue on your nails or doing those glue-on nails. You're letting your nails heal. If you are someone that likes to accessorize your fingers. Or vice versa, it could be the opposite. Anyway, pal 2, that's all that I have to say. Oh, sorry. X. I saw that too. So something about your ex is changing for the better, or maybe your ex is going to be changing for the better. Goal. Maybe you're hitting a goal with your ex. Maybe you and an ex could be working something out. I don't know. Anyway, pile 2, that's all that I have. I will talk to you all later. Pile 3, welcome to your guys' pick a card reading, all about how are you changing for the better. And so far, pile 3, with the Destroyer card and the Peace card, I did clarify each card with other cards. And then I have a stack of other cards that I'm going to go over for you as well. But when I read these together, I was really seeing that you were choosing peace over reaction. You are choosing peace over influence. And you are releasing destructive, maybe emotions, feelings, or behaviors that disturb your peace, that maybe make it feel like you are going to have like a crash out, or releasing anger. I'm seeing this as like a boiling point and then you exploding. So I think you're getting better at being able to release your emotions in a healthy way. Not being triggered to the point where you're kind of exploding on someone or getting angry, doing something that could be seen as like self-sabotage or destruction. You may be the type of person, pile 3, where you bottle up your feelings to the point where you can't no longer do that. You can no longer remain silent. You can no longer not do something. But then when it comes to that point, you're so supercharged that you react out of your feelings. And oftentimes when we do that, we're not thinking clearly. We're not judging our behavior before we go ahead and do so. We're acting on impulse. And sometimes we have problems with our impulse because It's like you don't have those blinders, you don't have those boundaries, you don't have limits. So there are things that maybe you have done in the past where you instantly felt regret because you may have taken something too far, or your anger got the best of you, you know? Even if it was justified for you to feel that way, you may have acted out of character to the point where it was something that you couldn't take back, or it felt unfixable. But what you're learning to do now is you're not going to let people walk all over you, but you are choosing to remain peaceful in situations that would trigger you. And maybe you're getting better at effectively communicating your thoughts and feelings so that you're not getting to this point of explosion. And what I was seeing for you that could be seen as what was being seen as destructive was triggers surrounding beauty. So maybe triggers surrounding your own sense of beauty. Maybe you were trying to, not trying to blame you or anything, but maybe you were trying to look a certain way. Maybe you didn't feel beautiful enough around certain partners, or the people in your life, maybe they were very hyper-focused on how you looked and they would make comments about it. Maybe you're the type of person that almost was like trying to control how you looked, right? You wanted to be seen as accepted, and maybe you hyper-focused on your physicality, on your attractiveness, on your aesthetic. And that could have, in a way, been because maybe there were like some inner child wounds that you didn't realize you had. But I'm getting something about self-sabotage or exploding because of criticism surrounding how you look or surrounding your beauty. I also have influences to clarify that as well. So I feel like there could have been people in your life or things that you watch on TV where maybe it would trigger you to be a certain way, or it would trigger you to look a certain way because everyone else is doing it. I could totally see this as, again, even with TikTok too. Like, I feel like there's a lot of peer pressure about looking younger for your age, more so now than ever before. There's a hyper focus on plastic surgery, getting filler. You can't look your age. You got to look 10 years younger. When you hit the age of 30, you're being seen as old now. Like, it's so unhealthy. And there's so many, again, everyone, you should do what you feel is the right thing to do. If you want to get a cosmetic procedure done, if you want to go under the knife, then do that, right? But don't do it because of maybe someone else's own judgment of you. Do it because you want to do it. But I'm getting that maybe you were feeling triggered because maybe there was like a family member that was all up in your business being like, oh, you need to get a nose job, right? I'm not trying to be triggering. I really hope I'm not. I'm being honest. I feel like sometimes our family can be like the biggest haters unintentionally. And I'm getting something about I'm getting a family member I want to keep saying that. Maybe there was a family member that made you hyper aware of something about you that was being seen as, a flaw of yours, right? Or something that you needed to change, or something that you need to work on, right? Maybe this family member was all up about how you need to lose weight, or how you need to gain weight, or, oh, you have a big nose, or, oh, you have small lips, or you have big lips, or whatever. And so it made you super hyper focused on that one body part, or something about the beauty standard is different compared to how you look. And before, maybe you have a lot of built up anger and resentment about that. I am seeing that. There's something about how you want to release this negativity surrounding your beauty, or how you view your beauty, or how other people view your beauty. How you're changing for the better is like, I feel like you're destroying everyone else's narration, but you're also releasing anger, negativity, maybe even some sadness and grief that has been surrounding how you view yourself. And I really feel like it has to do with other people. It has to do with your family, your peers, or the people that you see online that you see as your inspiration, or influencers, or content creation. Like, I feel like you're influenced in a way to hate your body in a sense. And you don't want to view yourself that way. You want to learn to love yourself. You want to feel at peace with your beauty, at peace with your body. You want to have body positivity. You want to hype yourself up. You want to be able to, be able to enhance your beautiful natural features. But also, for the few of you, maybe there is something that you want to change about your physical appearance that will help you get rid of this negative energy that maybe you feel from others. And again, I don't want to tell what is the right way to go about doing things. Maybe for you, maybe the right thing for you was doing something about it. Maybe the right thing for you was, okay, I'm going to start eating cleaner and working out. Or the right thing for me is getting that nose job, right? Maybe this is something that was an insecurity even before other people were making it known to you. And maybe for you, the right choice was actually doing something, right? So maybe your change for the better was actually taking action and having control over something that made you feel uncomfortable or something that made you feel insecure about yourself. And if that's something that you want to do, I love that for you. But like I said, don't do it because of other people. Do it for yourself, Again, beauty could even be seen as not just physical beauty, but how you feel inwardly. There's something about maybe not feeling like you're in your body, or this body, I'm hearing this body doesn't feel like mine. So I almost feel like I'm getting to that point of maybe some of you guys are transgender. I feel like I don't want to like trigger anyone, but I am kind of getting in some touchy subjects here where there's this uncomfortability with my body and I want to change it. I want to do something that will make me feel more like me. And for some of you, that may actually be going under the knife. Some of you, it may be, dietary changes, being more principled when it comes to taking action towards the way that you want to look, or being more extroverted with your aesthetic, if that makes sense. But I also feel like the biggest thing is destroying negativity, sadness, resentments, maybe even anger that you have built up surrounding how people have made you feel surrounding your own beauty, or what people have said about you around your beauty. And this could even be in the form of forgiveness, forgiving others, forgiving yourself, releasing emotional pain. Because I will say this too, we can change our outer all that we want, but if our inner world still sees us as this victim, if our inner world still sees us as this little child, this little girl, this little boy that has these insecurities, I'm just going to be honest, we're never going to be happy with how we look, because if our internal still sees that there's a problem, even though physically you've been working on making it, I don't want to say a problem, but something that you're hyper focused on where you're trying to change it and you have changed it physically, but you're still not seeing it clearly because inwardly you're still seeing yourself as this past version. You're never going to find true happiness unless you change inwardly. And it is kind of giving me someone where I feel like I don't want to get so triggering, but it's like someone that has lost a dramatic amount of weight and they hit their body goal and everyone is basically treating them differently. I know that sounds so horrible, but it's fucked up that the world treats thinner people differently compared to people that are more heavier. I think it's really messed up. We should treat people with respect, and it doesn't even matter their gender, their race, their ethnicity, nothing. We should just treat everyone with respect. But I am getting a story of you're being treated differently than you ever have in your life, and it's because you made this choice to transform something about your beauty or your body, but inwardly you're still seeing yourself as that person that maybe was heavier. You're still moving in life as that old version. You know what I mean? And there's something about how you want to be able to find self-love, confidence, and being able to see yourself accurately, even before you make these changes. If you do, you want to have a healthy sense of self and a healthy self-esteem. And that's something that you're doing for yourself, is you're learning to love your flaws. You're learning to maybe, mute people's opinions or judgments about what they think of how you look. There's something about how you're pushing away negativity or criticism that's not being seen as constructive. It's more so just hurtful. You are tuning that out. You're tuning that out and you're not absorbing it. So that's something that you're doing. The other thing that I saw for you with the peace card, I got 2 cards for you. We got second chance, and it says reconciliation, making amends, and opportunity, and we have apology, forgiveness, return, and sorry. So how you are changing for the better is, I was getting, you're feeling at peace even if you never get an apology. You are accepting things to be how they are, and maybe you're apologizing to yourself, right? Maybe if that person never apologizes to you, you still forgive them anyway. You're okay with how things are. You found closure on your own. You found the peace that you needed to move on from the pain that maybe you felt. I'm also seeing too, the change for the better, how you're changing for the better is possibly you are wanting to apologize to certain people, or just in general, you want to be able to forgive people. You want to be able to make amends with people, make an amends for yourself. Like I said, even if they never come forward and take initiative to apologize to you, or, maybe ask for forgiveness or whatever, for your own peace of mind, for your own ability to heal and be able to move on and focus on positivity, you're doing it for yourself. And I think forgiveness and peace is all about doing it for you, not so much the other person. When someone comes to you and asks for forgiveness, they're not doing it for you a lot of the time. They're doing it for themselves, to be able to release them of that guilty conscience. And I think for you, this is more so you want to forgive these people for yourself. Some people, they actually do want to make amends because they want to help the other person feel better. But to be honest, I feel like a lot of us do it because we are still holding on to that guilt and that shame and that sadness. And I think you no longer want to hold on to pain, sadness, bitterness, anger, resentment that you or other people caused you to feel about your beauty. And so you're letting it go. And you're like, I forgive you. I don't like what you did. I don't want you back in my life, but I forgive you. I forgive myself. I'm ready to move on. I think some of you may actually be reconciling with certain people, but I feel like you are honestly making peace with maybe not having reconciliations. You want to be able to have new opportunities in your life, and for you to do that, you need to be able to find the peace that you need. And I've even seen this mouse, which makes me think of conflict, right? Meddling. I think you are allowing people to be who they are, but you're also not allowing people to get into I'm seeing your shine. I really feel like you're allowing people to be people. You're not trying to control them or force them to expose who they are or anything like that. But you're no longer going to be hiding yourself away to make these people feel comfortable. It's like you're going to shine your beauty regardless of what they think or feel. Regardless of their judgments, regardless if they're watching you or not, regardless if you never get the apology from these people that you are maybe wanting, you're going to keep being you. You're going to keep doing your thing. You're going to keep living your life. It's like you're not going to let these hurtful things that maybe people have said or done to you in the past destroy your confidence or destroy your ability to find peace in your life. And yes, they still may watch you online. Yes, they still may gossip or talk negatively about you to maybe other people, but you don't even notice it anymore, or you're choosing to not notice it. You're choosing to look away from it. You're choosing to shine anyway. That's what I'm seeing for you. All right, so the last couple of cards that we have for you, we got coffee date and ascending. So how you are changing for the better is, I actually feel like there is something about how you want to connect with people again. So when I see ascending, new phase, it's like you may be wanting to take initiation when it comes to making something more official with your friends. And what I mean by that is maybe making plans with people, maybe actually getting the ball going when it comes to setting up coffee dates or having discussions or having hangout sessions. I think you're going to be the initiator when it comes to this. You're going to be the one reaching out to people more. You're going to be the one checking in with that person more so. Maybe you want to make something official with someone that you're already, seeing. You want to be able to take it to the next level if this is romantic. But I feel like you want your friendships, your connections to have like a takeoff. You don't want things to be kind of like uncertain or unsure, or you're waiting for people to reach out to you. I think you're actually going to be making an effort with making sure that these people know that you want to be there for them, that you want to be in their life, that you want to make space and make room for them, and setting up appointments or dates, or setting up a schedule where you can see these people more frequently, or you can talk to them on the phone more, something of that nature, where you're really wanting to put yourself out there more when it comes to really being able to make sure that you are doing better with connecting with others. Not blowing people off as much or making people feel unimportant as much. Not being too busy or too distracted. I'm getting like at least one person you want to be able to prioritize a lot more, and making sure that you love them, that you care about them, you want them to know this, and that you do want to hang out with them. And so you're going to be getting better at doing this, or you already are doing this. The other thing that we have for you is right people and environment, and gossip the tea. So I think you are working on not being around people that like to gossip. You don't want to be around people that, search for drama, that talk about drama all the time. Their life is drama. But I also feel like you're doing this for yourself, where you don't want to be talking about negativity. You don't want to be focusing on gossip or drama that could be happening in your life or other people's lives. Like minding your own business, and again, focusing on your peace. Forgiving people from the past, focusing on things that help you grow, that make you feel happy, that, encourage you to meet the right people, that help you focus on building healthier, happier connections. Not so much focusing on all this negativity, gossip, and yes, it can be seen as like it's fun and exciting, but it also brings about a lot of cattiness and pettiness. You don't want to focus on that anymore. So you're changing your behaviors surrounding this, if this is something that maybe you had a problem with before, because we all have done it, pile 3. We all have gossiped about people. We all have talked badly about others, but maybe this is something that you really want to be better at, as not doing this anymore. But what you're also doing is you're surrounding yourself with people, and maybe changing your environment up that's actually leading you to not want to do this anymore. So maybe the people that you are, hanging out with now, they don't do this, or this is something that they don't like. And so it's kind of helping encourage and influence you to maybe not lean into this behavior anymore. Realizing this was being seen as a little bit toxic, or this is a bad behavior. This is something that didn't bring any happiness in my life or merit. So why was I doing this? I think you're learning on, being around people that don't focus on these things, focusing on more, more fun and positive and happy things. Or again, not being around people that do this at all in general. You want to be around people that are loving, they're caring about others. If they have a problem, they'll be upfront and talk to you about it, and not talk about it, to everyone else but you, and making it a big dramatic scene. You know what I mean? You want to be around people that if they have issues, that you guys can communicate and figure something out. Or if you guys, are not able to figure it out, just talk everything out, or just break it off and move on. Just being able to move on and not making something bigger than it has to be. That's what I'm really getting for you. So to end your video off, pile 3, let's go ahead and get some Scrabble letters and see how are you changing for the better right now. All right, let's get a little bit more letters here. And if I see any words or names, if I do not see any words or names that you see, please go ahead and type it down below, because it could be helpful for someone else. I am seeing the word rave. maybe you guys used to go to raves. Again, no judgments, honestly. Like maybe you guys are going to raves now, or you are not going to raves anymore, and that could be a change for the better. More like a party environment, which again, I feel like whatever lifestyle you find to be the healthiest, do what you want to do. Maybe this is healthy for you, is going to, nightclubs or environments where there's a lot of music and people, and maybe that's something that you are learning to do because it's helping you become more sociable. Maybe this is a good positive change for you. But if this is not, maybe this is being seen as maybe the environment that you're around had like a lot of like drugs, or I'm hearing highly impressionable people. I don't want to get too deep into that, but maybe this is the opposite. Just take what resonates. But I'm also getting raving as in like raving over something. I'm just getting like the dramatics and influence. You're not being influenced maybe by dramatic people as much. This sounds kind of harsh, but I'm kind of getting like, I'm hearing ranting and raving in my head. Like I'm kind of getting going on and on and on, like very expression, like having a lot of expression, really trying to get you on their side. There's something about that maybe you're changing about yourself, or you're no longer letting people like that make such a huge impression on you. But I heard ranting and raving. Okay, what do I see? I'm also seeing the word pale, as in maybe pale skin. How you're changing for the better is maybe some of you guys had like an iron deficiency or something. I don't know, I got that, and maybe you're working on that. Sometimes when you're pale, it means that you are lacking, maybe vitamin C or iron. Maybe you were anemic. Maybe this was like a health concern. But if it's nothing like that, pile 3, maybe your complexion was more pale, and maybe you're wanting to get out in the sun more. Maybe you're getting tan because you're outside, or you're getting you're going tanning, like going to tanning beds. Or this is the opposite. You are changing for the better because maybe you're not doing the sun tanning anymore. You're not doing the self-tan stuff anymore. You're letting your skin be more pale. Let's see. What else do we have here? I'm seeing the word VR, like virtual reality. I don't know how that would resonate for you. I do see the word fog. You're no longer coming off as confused. I heard or unsturdy. Yeah, let's see. I do see the word lag, and it was making me think of like when the internet is lagging, like losing your service. Maybe you guys are getting a new internet provider. That could be something that is like a change for the better, is like something about your Wi-Fi. What else do I see? I'm getting the word bore. Maybe your life is becoming boring, but it's actually something that is helping heal your nervous system. Or your life is becoming less boring. Maybe you're wanting to work on becoming more interesting, or making your life more interesting. I'm seeing the word LARP, like LARPing. That is so funny. Maybe, yeah, I'm getting like video game references. I saw the VR. I'm seeing LARPing as in maybe that's something that you want to do. That's funny. Now I'm seeing, I know this is not a word, but it's more of like a short acronym, I guess, like doing something on the reg. So you're doing something regularly is what it gave me. You're being consistent with something. Anyway, pile 3. Again, like I said, if you see something that I do not, please go ahead and type it down below. But that is all that I have for you, and I will talk to you all later.